What's up, everybody out there in the Frontline universe, and welcome back to another Dark Avenger comic book review. I'm Chris, he's Mike, and this review is egregiously late. That's why we're not giving you any funny haha intro commentary, which we always love doing to give you guys a little bit of a laugh before we get into the review, but this week was super busy. I know I told you guys last week this review would be on time. I underestimated how many books we had. I went away this past weekend, Friday, Saturday, I was not home. And then last night and a little bit the day before, we were having computer issues to the fact... Yeah. To almost the point where we almost didn't have the computer that we're recording on right now. Luckily for us, knock wood, it all ended up
your head's
fixing...
made of wood? Because you knocked your head.
Could be.
Like
I could knock wood here too.
Go like, dum,
knocking wood. Fine, I'm knocking the wall. Shut up.
Well, there'd be a hollow echo.
Knocking the wall. So anyway, so that's why we're a little late, is because we had computer issues. The good news is it fixed itself. It truly did. Overnight, the computer just literally...
Which is a good thing.
I don't know what it worked through. I just pray it doesn't happen again. We actually have something that we're backing all of our files up on just to be triple safe about that. But anyway... that's also
different scenery as well.
Yeah, that's why we're recording in here, because we normally do not record on this day anymore. And as you guys know, we moved back into the kitchen. If you've been following the Dark Avenger comic book review since my channel, we moved back there. Now we're back here again for this review. Hopefully now everything should be back to an on-time schedule, because there's no more holidays, no more anything. Mike has an announcement he has to make tomorrow night. Tonight, because you're probably watching this on Friday morning. Tonight on Dark Avenger Live. So if you want to see Mike's announcement come on Dark Avenger Live, he's probably going to go first. But we're super late, and we're really sorry we're late.
Yeah, so basically we're going to give just an abbreviated version of the comics, and when we come back on time with doing them, we'll give you a full length, but only the ones for Comic Frontline that we did the books.
Well, they know that part. That part they know.
All right, well, I was just explaining in case they knew.
I understand.
We did a little abbreviated version because we did for Comic Frontline.
Right.
That
Hopefully we'll be on time next week. The books are already out. We haven't read really any yet, but good news is once we finish this review, we're going to have the other books ready to go, and we're going to start reading. And fingers crossed, the latest we will be next week, if at all, because we're late this time, will be one day where it'll be up on Tuesday instead of Monday. Fingers crossed.
Yes.
So, anyway, the books in this review, however, were released 2 weeks ago, which was...
August 31st, 2016, the last day and week of August.
Right, so happy September, everybody. One thing I want to mention, though, first, we do have an issue, a comic here, that was presented to me by a really great guy, Dave Cook. He writes this book. It's called Vessels, and this is issue number 1. It is a Kickstarter... a successful Kickstarter
and it's also,
issue.
And it's from Card Shark Comics.
Yes, there'll be links in the description for this book. But we were approached and asked if we would like to review the book. Michael and I both read it, actually. Yes. Mike's going to go first with his thoughts, and then I'm going to build off of Michael. But I'm just going to start off by saying I enjoyed the issue. I really did. And I believe issue 2 is going to be Kickstarter. I don't know. That was Kickstarter funded. Right. Issue 2 is going to Kickstarter, I believe.
Yeah, I mean, it was very informative, which is why I could understand it was a 40-somewhat page-long story with heavy dialogue. But the only reason why for those 2 pieces to be in it was because there was this woman named, what was it, the Wake?
Oh. Yeah, she was called the Wake.
Yeah, she was called
the Wake Goddess.
Right. And she is on the objective of destroying the Eye God, because the Eye God is playing a really huge role, and it causes massive destruction.
I like how the Eye God kind of messed with her. Like the first part of the book was one way, and then she woke up in prison, and then she fell asleep again and woke up like in a modern day kind of bedroom, and then I don't know if she fell asleep or she fought it and woke up again.
Well, she woke up in prison because she was to be executed because they claimed that she was a witch. And then she's like trying to say, you don't understand, like, don't kill me because this is going to happen.
No, that guy said it. The
one with the
Lord, the guy with the cloak.
Nose, I think.
Yeah, he got a bloody nose. Yeah.
Yeah, because...
I forgot his name, though.
Yeah, I couldn't remember either because...
But he warned them, don't execute her because if you do... something bad's gonna happen, and then they do, and luckily she doesn't die because she is the Wake, and she fights the eye god, but doesn't win. She just subsides him.
Right.
Kinda.
So when she wakes up in this other world, like they're trying to find, like she's gonna try to find a way how to defeat the Eye God. So she gets this big sword to go to the Creator, and then
she does it for the Creator, which is God.
I believe
it's God.
Yeah. And now her objective is to try to find a way to not let the Eye God win.
Right.
If that's.
And then there's this group of people that are introduced at the very end that are gonna try to stop her.
Yeah, they were like gonna team up with her and then try to also.
They were teaming up with her. I thought maybe I read it wrong.
Or were they trying to stop her? I can't really remember, but I think they were actually, if I remember correctly, to team up with her.
Maybe I'm wrong.
I don't know, but all in all, it was a great comic book.
I would definitely recommend trying it out. I mean, it was Kickstarter funded, so that means that a lot of people really thought it was great. I think it was really good. The artwork in the book was really nice as well. I'm actually excited for issue 2.
Kinda. Like, not good or bad, just okay.
I said it was good.
Oh, okay. Well,
I think it was good.
Yeah.
I would definitely recommend it. If you'd like to check out Vessels, there will be, like I said, there will be a link in the description below for... Underneath, you know how we always put that list of all the comics to review? Underneath that will be a link to Vessels issue number 1 or I believe the website. I have all the links. I was talking with Dave Cook and he left me all the links. So I'll copy and paste them and you guys can check it out and you can check out all the other stuff connected.
Yes, but thank you for your recommendation.
Thank you for sending your book. We really appreciate it, and I think it was really cool.
Yeah, I hope I'm keeping.
I'm hoping that we get to see issue 2 also soon.
Yeah, but like I said, we hope we didn't mess up the ending because it's like been
we read about a week ago, and we had to push it to this week. So
okay, so we're gonna start with your book, which is this
ROM issue number 2. I read that about a week ago too. So this book, ROM, he saved the girl in the last issue. This issue...
the revolution starts here, by the way.
Yeah, they say it does. G.I. Joe did make an appearance in this book. They believe that ROM is an evil robot alien trying to kill everybody, which isn't true. He's trying to stop the Wraiths. The Wraiths have taken over the entire town where this girl is from, this woman's from, and he wants her to team up with him to try to save the world, basically. And she's like, I could put you into contact with people that could help you. I don't do that anymore. And he's like, we don't know who's real and who's not. You can't trust anybody. You never know. They could be anywhere, the Wraiths. And actually, the Wraiths, it turns out the whole town itself was consumed by the Wraiths. It was crazy. Great action in it, though. We find out that there's another girl, another human who has the mark of the Wraiths. So she's infected, but she could see them. But she's not turning into one, and she might be a huge ally to ROM. However, ROM ends up in a very precarious situation by the end of this issue, so we'll have to wait and see what happens next. But if he falls, the world is going to fall. So we all know he's not, because he's going to be around for a bit. But I like this issue. I don't know if this is going to be the main problem for Revolution, but if it is, it definitely has a lot of promise to it, and I'm really looking forward to Revolution. When it comes out starting this month in September. So I believe I'll be covering probably Revolution, and then Michael and I will tag team the one-shots as they come out.
Right. Sure.
Alien Defiance, this is issue number 4. Thank you. I couldn't see it for the life of me.
Yeah, sorry, my camera.
I love how there's a connection in this book with the video game, because we have Amanda Ripley, and we find out at this point in time she's headed to Sevastopol to find her mom's, that they found out information about her mom, so she leaves the main character a voicemail, basically saying, I'm going to Sevastopol to find out stuff about my mom, wish you were here, I'm leaving soon, hopefully I'll get to see you before we leave. Obviously that didn't happen. Now, she also gets called in, she's been missing for so long, so the army kind of cuts her off, they tell her she's away without permission, without leave. And then the doctor who's been helping her says you can still come back whenever you want and I'll help you. We get the backstory on why her back is the way it is today. It turns out she was in the war. She went out once and literally she got bombed like crazy. And that's why she underwent all that medical stuff. She basically was a disgrace to the army because she really didn't do much. She only went out like once and got hurt. So I thought it was a really good issue. I'm looking forward to where this book goes next. And also, the android, whose name, Samuel, looks like he might have saved a piece of an alien.
Uh-oh.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, boy.
Now, this is only getting an honorable mention because I haven't reviewed any of these books in a while, but Ash versus Army of Darkness, Ash for President. I had to read this book because we have the presidential election coming up soon.
Issue number 1, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
And it's one shot.
Oh, it's a one shot. Oh, I put issue 1.
Well, you can say 1. It's fine. I loved it because the oh god, what's the book called? The Necromancer's trying to stop him from, or trying to mess with him, and he ends up in the running for president, and he wins in the end. And it looks like it's just the beginning. I hope this leads into a miniseries, maybe. I really dug it. I really liked it a lot. I thought this was a great one-shot. If you're a fan of Ash, of Army of Darkness, I thought this was a really good book. Okay. I enjoyed it. And just to mention, Ash vs. Evil Dead Season 2. Season 1's on DVD. I completely forgot to pre-order that. We're going to have to grab that at some point. But Ash vs. Evil Dead Season 2 will be coming out in October. It'll be starting on AMC. AMC? Oh, yeah. No, not AMC. Stars. It'll be starting on Stars.
Yeah, so. Just like what they did with New York Comic Con. I was like, oh, all right, that's cool.
I'm really looking forward to it. I thought Season 1 was great. So I'm really looking forward to what they're going to do with Season 2.
That and also The Walking Dead.
I loved last year at New York Comic Con how we got to walk through his trailer. That was really
I love
awesome.
that. I hope they have something when I go there because I really want to get that. What? I just want to see if they do. I'll get pictures and videos so that way.
That's what I get, pictures and videos.
Well, just get on with the next ones.
You see how he avoids it, too. Mighty Morphin Power Rangers issue number 6.
And there's always good luck for next year, you know?
Yeah, good luck for next year is right.
Just let's go.
So finally, last issue was a what do you call it, prequel to what's going on now. This issue continues forward. So I forgot what Black Knight, I believe it was, or whatever came out of that makeshift dagger, attacks the Rangers now, and he has the ability to mess with their powers. Like their helmets disappear, their uniform starts to mess around, and it's like literally you're peeling the skin off of the Rangers. So he was messing with their powers, and what happens is they make an escape, so to speak, but Billy gets caught and left behind, and I really feel like this was a straightforward issue because then they're trying to figure out what to do. Because this guy now is super powerful. He can mess with their power frequencies and everything. And what happens is he takes Billy's coin and he basically sucks out all the morphing power, and it sucks all the power away from the other 5 Rangers. So Tommy is the last Ranger standing. All the other Rangers have lost their powers because he took all of the morphing energy. Or the morphing power. Yeah, not the coins. He took all of the morphing energy from all 5 Rangers, basically.
Oh, and therefore, yeah.
Yeah. So we don't know what happened to Billy. Alpha's down for the count. We don't know where Zordon is.
Isn't that kind of almost copying the first Power Rangers movie?
Not really, because
they lost their powers, because it was taken away.
They did, but Zordon, we got to see Zordon though, and he was dying. Remember, they went to an alien planet to find the stuff they needed to save Zordon. This time around, we don't know where Zordon is.
Oh, okay. So it's a little different, but almost similar.
Right. So it's really interesting, and it looks like it's going to be up to Tommy to save the day, and I'm really interested in seeing where this story goes. I like this. Boom Studios really caught the essence of Mighty Morphin Power Rangers and have really, in a positive way, doing great stuff with it. Yeah. Predator, Judge Dredd, Aliens, all versus issue number 2. This one, you got Judge Dredd. He is a prisoner with the other judges. They get caught, and they get hooked up to this really crazy mad scientist guy. The Predators are also on the hunt to find their friend, and we find out that this evil scientist has done so many experiments. Now he's using the Xenomorph's DNA. He sticks it in one of the judges. Another judge he's going to turn into, he's going to try to make her like a queen, and I don't know, he's just doing some crazy stuff. Another judge he uses a face hugger on. Really crazy stuff. And Judge Dredd, basically, he's like, what about me? What are you going to do to me? And he's like, oh, you killed me once. Because apparently Judge Dredd killed him once. Apparently this guy has 9 lives or whatever. He leaves Judge Dredd with a Predator alien and his friend who was injected with the Xenomorph DNA, transforming into a Xenomorph, basically leaves Judge Dredd for dead. Crazy stuff. And the reason why they're fleeing is because the Predators have attacked the base. Really crazy stuff. I'm liking it. I didn't know how interesting it would be to have all 3, Judge Dredd, Alien, and Predator together, it's doing really well. I really am enjoying this issue, and it has no ramifications on any of the other books. All the other books are moving along. It's its own little entity. It's really cool.
All right, and now it's my turn with Grimm Fairy Tales, a new title by Patrick Shan.
A miniseries,
5-part miniseries, and this is
4-part.
called 5.
5? Wow. Okay.
And it's called Apocalypse, and it has all
Grimm Fairy Tales Apocalypse.
Yeah, and it's like all you see on the cover of Robin Hood, Cinderella, Lisa Van Helsing, and all the others. So basically, it opens up with
Doesn't
Robin.
it also have Hellchild? Yes, it does have Hellchild, the girl.
The Angelica.
Yes.
Which is
Hades' daughter.
Yeah.
Actually, I read the book too.
I know. Hades' daughter actually comes in, and she is
tries to kill Cindy.
Well, because Cinderella's objective was to kill Robin Hood as well. Because that was her real thing. But then, see, the whole Apocalypse thing is all because of Angelica, because she's the Hellchild.
You do know where Cinderella was, right? When you were reading the book, Cinderella was in Brooklyn.
I know. Yeah.
Yes, that's crazy.
And that was crazy, yeah. And what they're trying to do, see, Marion does come in the comic book, but I think Sam tries to prevent them from finding this Apocalypse, because we remember what happened with Marion almost last time where she died.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, Robin's like saying, but we have to do this. And, you know, you kind of see a little bit of a not so much friendship between Robin and Marion like we saw before. Like, you know, Marion was a little bit like taking Sam's side, was being a little standoffish. But they're seeing that, you know, she's the problem. But see, Hades also doesn't want them to kill her. Because Hades was preventing, you know, people killing her and everything.
There was an awkward moment, with Robin and
Marion. Yeah, that's what I was saying when I saw that. So, it looks really cool, though. I can't wait to see how they're going to stop this whole apocalypse from happening, but...
I thought it was a really good first issue. Now, this takes place, obviously, after Grimm Fairy Tales 125, which I will get into when we get to the physical books.
Yeah.
But, really great first issue, I will say that. Now that certain books or series are ending, we have more time to spare with the miniseries.
Yes. And we have the return. This is Volume 2 of Atomic Robo.
That came out last week as well. Rom came out last week, and Atomic Robo both came out last
this
week.
book, this book actually leaves off from where Volume 1 left off, where Atomic Robo
picks up where Volume 1 left off. You mean?
Right, yeah. He comes in, and of course, there's a mission where he has to go to China because there's like this whole thing that they were inventing, and he wants him to go over there to stop and meet with this guy, this doctor. I forgot what his name was. So as he's going there, you know, things are looking like a little going okay, and we also get a returning character, was from Volume 1. I can't remember her name, but she had like a really connection with Atomic Robo to get them back together. And then this character who appeared in the beginning of the issue took Atomic Robo and the girl in as because they thought that they were spies, basically. So he calls into the commander saying that we have the spies on radar, which were right there when he met with them. So things are going to get a little bit all over the place. So, you know, when you go on a mission, you know, things are going to happen. And we all knew that. 4001 AD, issue number 4. This is the last issue of 4001 AD story arc, because they're going to be making 4002, which I believe was coming out in December. But this comic book, just a long story short, it was Rai versus Father to see who takes over New Japan. And you know, Father, I love how he tries to manipulate his mind, like saying, you know, we could do this, do that, and then Rai's like saying, you're wrong, you were just there to hurt the people. You know, and you wanted me to try to hurt the people that I cared about and everything, so I'm not going to follow your rules, I'm going to destroy you, and I'm going to take over New Japan, because Father was the main person that took over Japan. There was this other girl that was with him, too. I can't remember. I'm so bad with names tonight, I don't know why. But she is actually going to be part of the 4002 because of her journal entry of, you know, they're going to basically recreate New Japan. So, because Rai won, obviously.
So 4001 AD is done.
Yeah. Now we're going to go to 4002, which I think said was coming out in December. Bloodshot Reborn, issue number 16. We find out the fight of when Bloodshot was facing against, I think it was Magic. You know, like basically his first, you know, woman that he fell in love with. And they have like this huge fighting battle. They're on this island, and he just wants to try to find a way to get off the island. It was a little bit all over the place, kind of, in this issue, but it's preventing them not to kill her because I don't know if it's just a hoax that they're playing, that this power entity is playing with his mind, saying that she is her, but she isn't. But then how does he know his information and everything and who he is? You know, it's like very involved, this book. That's all I can say. But I would definitely recommend you check this out. This I reviewed for Comic Frontline as my book of the week, actually. X-O Manowar issue number 49. One more issue left until we reach issue 50. And I believe it's part 3 of Long Live the King. And just give a short abbreviated version. X-O Manowar fights Commander Trill. The Devourers are destroying the city. So as X-O's fighting against the Devourers because the whole Commander Trill thing, you know, because he was affecting the civilians, he fights off along with Ninjak, Jinjar to fight the Devourers. They're trying everything to get rid of them. Nothing works. So they take X-O Manowar and absorb them. I didn't know Devourers did that. And that cannot be good. Because there's going to be a lot of things happening when you absorb Arak's powers and everything. But not so good things are going to happen for our hero. But we'll see in the next issue what's going to happen in that.
All right, physical book time for the indies.
Yeah, Street Fighter Legends Cammy, issue number 2. So in the last issue we found out that Uni, if I said her name right, is fighting off against Jury, Sea Viper, and what was the other name? Because they took her into prison. Well, basically, Uni is under mind control, and it's up to Cammy to protect her, so that way nothing bad happens to her. And I'm trying to remember her name because they took her into prison. I'll show you some artwork. DiCaprio, yeah. Basically, DiCaprio was in the fight and they took her into prison. And it's really this mind control that they're under, and they really want to, and you know, Cammy and the rest want to just find out what's going on. So based on the blood work, there's been a retrieval signal, and that retrieval signal could come from probably Bison. You know, because Bison has a way of, you know, manipulating minds and stuff like that. Jury does some investigations on the Shadulu, if I've said it right.
Shadowlaw.
Yeah, Shadowlaw, and of course...
Shadowlaw.
Shadowlaw. And Lord Fang catches her, who is the leader of the whole thing, and that's to be continued. The next one is the Akuma story. And I actually like how it talks about, you know, his powers, and they made an editor's note, I believe, with one of the Street Fighters, if I remember. Yeah, Super Street Fighter Volume 2, about, you know, the whole thing with Gil and everything, because I did read that whole entire issue. And he's just like saying, you know, I'm not going to finish you off because it was a shield, a child with a shield that protected them, like saying, whatever, I will finish this at a later time. So, a really interesting issue for this series. Also, what I reviewed on Comic Frontline, Sonic Universe, issue number 89. This is Shatter part 3 of 4. With Nugas, who has the control of the Master Emerald, and also Omega that turned to a crystal, is up to Knuckles and Amy to save Shadow Rouge from the battle. So they're battling him, and of course they win against Crystal Omega. But it's too late because as they were battling him, Walter Nugas got the Master Emeralds together and put them together, and now he has all the powers. I will show you guys just a brief artwork. That's really the whole book, just for that in general. And also Walter Nugas, we get a little bit of a backstory of him when he failed, you know, again and again, and then he says, well, no more, because once this is complete, which shown right here, he has now the magical advantage power until the finale of Shattered, which comes out around next month. So, between Sonic the Hedgehog and Sonic Universe, the Sonic team's in a really, really bad situation, and I want to know how they're going to get out of this. Between Dr. Eggman with the whole Eggman Land, Sonic the Hedgehog, and now this with Walter Nugas and Sonic Universe. Really something else.
All right. My books are a little bit out of order, but Saga, issue number 37, Saga's back. They've got their daughter back now, and they've got another one on the way. And they're bringing the prince back to first of all, it is it's a two-sided cover, which is really awesome. I wanted to show that. We get a background a little bit on the war that happened that led to What's-Her-Name's people and Marco's people. We find out that the woman that they saved, that they rescued, the trans that they saved from prison, is only hitching a ride till they get somewhere, and then she's getting off. They're bringing the prince back to his son, and then problem is the ship has a leak, and they run out of energy, so they have to go to the planet Fang, or Fang, Phang. I'm thinking Fang.
I think Fang because the PH is silent.
And that's where you get what happened on Fang, where the war took place. That was Marco's.
Wait, is this taking place in China? If you said it?
No, it's not. It's in space. We get to see Lion Cat and Marco's ex-girlfriend again, and we find out that the girl wants to get revenge and kill Marco and his wife, kind of for the Mark, who's now no longer active. It turns out they go to Fang to get some more fuel, and they're greeted by a family. So bad things are coming to Fang, because apparently Gwendolyn, who is Marco's ex-wife, said if you have anybody on Fang, you need to warn them because bad things are coming to Fang. And she's like, what's going to happen to Fang? And we don't know what's happening on Fang, but we know that Marco, his wife, and that woman are on Fang now. So what's going to happen? Wow. They crashed on Fang.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So I'm looking forward to seeing what's going to happen next. Really glad Saga's back. Normally digital, last time physical, we've got Spawn issue 265. The costume is growing again. It's growing back, but it's taking a long time for it to grow back. Really love the artwork in this book. And Al's having a hard time controlling it. He's learning new things, and he's looking to recruit people to help him out. We get introduced to the Ant in this issue.
Oh.
And we find out that there's an evil underground...
Ant looks like a ripoff of Carnage, don't you think?
Not Carnage, not really. And Al has to team up with Ant to take down... I forgot what he was called. The Spider? See if a name bulbs out. I forgot what his name was. But Al goes in to help Ant, who's fighting this guy... And Ant's like, I know who you are. Oh, King Spider is the guy they're fighting. And he's part of this underground group who are trying to destroy the world. They're looking to pollute all of the major cities and kill everybody by sticking toxins in the water. Spawn and Ant fight this guy. Spawn is still not at 100%. And we find out that Ant's working for a group of people. And now in the next issue, Spawn or Al are he's gonna meet up with this group of people. And what the costume says is this is the beginning of something big. And apparently there's going to be a Spawn and Savage Dragon crossover. But that looks like...
Really?
That looks like Savage Dragon the dad, not Savage Dragon the son.
Like not Malcolm?
Not Malcolm.
Chris, that looks like Malcolm.
Maybe it is. Is Malcolm working for the police?
Yes.
Oh, then maybe it is Malcolm.
You've been out of the loop. Well, you haven't been reading, so I can understand that. But yeah, it's Malcolm.
Since Mike was taking over,
because the father's like in. No, yeah, the father's in prison. Remember?
Right.
Yeah. So.
Well, he could have broken out for one night.
Probably.
Now,
I don't know.
It was hard to pick between these next two issues, which one I wanted to do first. One is a beginning, and one is an end. I figure we start with the end and conclude with the beginning. Grimm Fairy Tales, issue 125, and I told you guys only if there was a really nice cover, which this is a holofoil cover, would I get issue 125. This is a big money book. This book is officially $10 straight, but as always, where we order from, we get a discount. I almost dropped it. It's a hefty book. There's a lot of pages in here, and it's the final fight between the kids and Bloody Bones, and things don't go well because we all know that Ali knocked out Violet in the last issue. We do get some future what do you call it, fast forwards. We get a fast forward for Ali at the very beginning and at the end of the issue. I want to get the credits because the credits explain everything. Yeah, we get an Ali flash forward at the beginning and end. We get a Lance fast forward or flash forward. We get a Mary flash forward, and we get a Sky flash forward, so we know all of them survive. And then the main story, obviously, which is by which is what we're getting in the present. So we find out that Ali is a bitter old man in the future. We find out that Sky becomes the guardian of all of the realms because of what happens to Sela in this book. Lance becomes a knight in Wonderland who reaches the end of his days in his story. And Mary ends up with Wiglaf, who actually is the first being that she's able to kiss and not kill. And she's also a very popular writer. And it's really nice to see Wiglaf as a adult. He was influenced by Wolf, who, as we all know, passed away in the previous issue. And they're happily married. But anyway, they're fighting against Bloody Bones. Cheshire Cat is able to save Violet. They start to fail because Violet and Sky try to send Bloody Bones back underground in that bubble that they found him in and released him from. And actually, Sela shows up with Shang and the others. And the only way to send Bloody Bones back, Sela actually has to sacrifice herself. Also, what's his name comes back? The Warlord comes back, and what's her name? Oh God, shoot, I forgot her name. Belinda sacrifices herself and ends up encasing herself and the Warlord in, I believe, Emerald, and they're gone. Sela sacrifices herself to hold Bloody Bones down in order for Sky and Violet to send Bloody Bones back to the surface, to the center of the world, and we lose Sela as well. So in the end, Sky loses her mom and the person who raised her, Belinda, and we lose Sela, which obviously now explains why this is the end of Grimm Fairy Tales, because Sela is gone now, not dead. There's always a way to bring her back, but for the moment she's gone, and all that's left is Skylar and Lance, Ali, Wiglaf, and Mary. Violet fulfills her promise to oh God, what's her name? Oh shoot, I forgot. Haley, and frees her from her water prison. And we do get to see Ali's end, because we find out in this book that he's always been afraid of death, and now he's finally at peace as an old man. But when we go back to the present, Skylar basically tells Ali he needs to leave and never come back. So Ali leaves, the others leave, and Arcane Acre opens up to a whole new generation of kids. But the first gen, which was Pat Shan's gen, they go off on the road, and as we saw, we got to see all of their futures, basically, except Violet's. We don't get to see Violet's, but I believe we'll see more with Violet in the final issue of Wonderland. So, obviously, Violet goes back to her mom by the end of this issue in the present, so I believe that's good. We're going to see more about Violet in Wonderland issue 50, which is the final issue. This was a great series. I'm really sad to see Sela go. Hopefully, if they ever do decide to resurrect Grimm Fairy Tales as a volume 2 or whatever, they'll find a way to bring Sela back or continue it with Skylar, and then as they move along, maybe for issue 100 of volume 2 of Grimm Fairy Tales, bring Sela back. And now we get into New Beginnings. IDW Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Universe. Issue number 1. There are 2 stories in here. One is super short, and the other one is the main story. The main story is April goes to Baxter Stockman for help because she knows that the Immortals are coming, and she wants Baxter Stockman's help. And Baxter Stockman's like, you don't have any idea what I've been through in the past couple of months. She's like, yes, I do. And she literally lists everything from Shredder to Krang to the Turtles and everything. And Baxter's like, you betrayed me. What the hell? How do you know all that's going on? And at the same time, there's this Scorpion chick who's breaking into the Stockman, into StockGen to steal his research and discoveries, and she's working for none other than, it's so great to see this woman again, Null. For those of you that don't know Null, I would recommend reading the Mutanimals miniseries. We get introduced to Null there. The Turtles go in to make sure April's okay and end up getting into a fight. Bishop makes his move with the World Army against all of the mutants, not just the Turtles, but the Scorpion chick as well. Donnie gets knocked out for the count. The Turtles are in bad shape. You've got the Scorpion mutant who is in StockGen, ready to fight her way out. You've got Baxter Stockman and April, and we find out that Baxter Stockman has he's ready for whatever comes his way with this scorpion chick in the building. And we find out that the turtles are in trouble as well. So it's a really tight cliffhanger that we're left at. Second story is all about Leo fighting these, I believe they're foot soldiers, or they're these like ancient samurai fighters. And it's only 4 pages. It's a really, really short story. Obviously also left to be continued, and he becomes outnumbered and runs away. That's the long and short of it. And then, of course, you get the wonderful advertisements from IDW, and then all of the covers in the back. And that's really TMNT Universe. There's a lot going on in this book. It's a $5 first issue. I really enjoyed it. It was great. The artwork for the first story. I believe the artist for the first story is the first artist to have to draw TMNT from issue 1 through, I believe, issue 11 or 12. It was really great to see that artwork back again. I'm hoping maybe this is a plus. Maybe this will be like the ongoing artist for TMNT Universe. Excellent book. This is my book of the week. And this was a short week, but I think it would have been my book of the week regardless. Really great issue. I really enjoyed it. Nova issue number 10. I could sum this up really quickly. Summer vacation. Sam decides to go off into space to find out about his helmet and how it works. He meets up with this guy that knows Iron Man, who can help him trace where the Nova's old planet used to be. They get into this fight because this guy is wanted because he was stealing fuel. They get away. They go to a few places. He gets sucked into this black hole finally, and he finds the Nova world, so to speak. And now it's like he's back in school, so now he's going to learn about his helmet. I really regret that this might be the end of Nova. Let's do all the Marvel, and then we'll go back to DC.
Oh, all right.
I really feel bad for Nova at the end of this issue because we don't know. I feel bad that we might not get Sam, except for a supporting character when the original Nova comes back. I don't even know if I'm going to be reading Nova. We'll have to wait and see what happens. I'm going to make mention of this because I loved it. All New Wolverine Annual number 1. Basically, this is a brain swap issue. Spider-Gwen and X-23, or All New Wolverine's brains get swapped. So Laura is in Gwen's mind, and Gwen is in Laura's body, and they're trying to figure out how the hell this happened and how to switch back. And Laura is dealing with being a spider a lot easier than Gwen is to being Wolverine. And we find out who did it. We find out why. Read the book and find out. And there's a really funny part where Gwen tries to pop the claws, and she ends up not decapitating herself, but sticking herself and basically destroying her brain. And Laura has to kind of help her heal up after that. It was a really good book. I really enjoyed it a lot. Very funny and very good. I enjoyed it. That was my enjoyment out of the annual. I am still reading All New Wolverine. I'm just reading it on the side until after Civil War, and then we'll see where we go with All New Wolverine. All right, Guardians of the Galaxy issue number, I believe this is 10 as well. 11? Issue number 11. The Guardians are debating whether they're going to come back to Earth because Captain Marvel called them. We all know they did, but this was the conversation that led them to going back. And obviously Ben doesn't want to go back to Earth, number 1, because he wanted to avoid things like this. He knows nothing good's going to come from this war. And there's another reason, which we all know, it involves the Fantastic Four a bit. But anyway, they decide to come back to Earth. And Pete's caught up on the 4-on-1 on what's going on, and he goes to Kitty. And I believe this is the most pivotal part in this book. He tells Kitty that Captain Marvel admitted they have Thanos. And Thanos has been... oh, God. Why did her name leave my mind for the moment? Her name is going to come back into my mind probably later on because it's left me. The daughter of Thanos. Oh, my God. Why did her name leave me? Oh, man. I don't believe her name left my mind. It completely out of my mind. Part of the Guardians of the Galaxy, the girl. I forgot her name. How could that happen? That never happened. Gamora! Thank you!
Yeah.
How did you know that?
Guardians of the Galaxy, you just said.
Damn, Mike knew a name that I didn't. But yeah, Gamora, he's afraid that if Gamora finds out, she's going to go apeshit crazy. And he's like, we can't tell her. And Kitty's like, well, what happens if she does find out? And he's like, yeah. And I think that's where the Guardians of the Galaxy book's going to go if if Gamora finds out that Thanos is on Earth, she's going to fight to get to him, and then he's going to escape. And I believe that's what's going to happen because obviously we're going to get a Thanos book soon.
Yeah.
So I think it's absolutely insane. I don't know what the Guardians are going to do, but they're back on Earth. We know that they take Captain Marvel's side for now, but I think as Pete explains to everybody what's going on, that's where the ranks are going to separate. It's been so long. Justice League of America issue number 9. This is going back. This should have ended 3 months ago. Hold on.
What?
It's true.
Oh,
it should have ended.
bless you.
It should have. Thank you. It should have ended 3 months ago. I've been trying to order this book from DCBS, and DC Comics has continued to cancel it on DCBS. Now I have to get it from Midtown. But they're fighting Rao. Superman looks like he's dead after the last issue, and Wonder Woman finds a way to bring him back. Rao in the present reaches out to Rao in the past and drags ancient Krypton to Earth. And I love how Green Lantern's been stuck on ancient Krypton for, I believe, it has to have been weeks at least. And they finally get back to Earth. You know, Flash is trying to help, you know, and a lot of crazy stuff's going on. Now, I don't even remember the story because it's been forever since I've read it. So I forgot a lot because a lot's gone on since then. And obviously that Superman's already gone. So, the Ra-O from the past says, I'll never become you, you're a tyrant, you're evil, and yada yada, and I have the means to stop you. And that's when Green Lantern shows up and he says, I have my own guardian. And it looks like it's going to be up to Hal Jordan to fight back, because now Hal Jordan's back in the present, and he's going to kick some ass, and Superman obviously comes back from the dead, so to speak. But I could actually see how the New 52 Superman's body's really been put to the test between Ra-O, between the sun blowing up thing, between the kryptonite poisoning. He's really, it explains why he ends up dying. But again, Justice League is so late, I couldn't recommend it unless you want to complete your JLA run like I do. I'll probably end up buying the physical book the next time we need a physical book from Midtown. I'm not in any rush because I don't believe really too many people are going to buy it. And this is one of the very sad things about DC. You know, you had an interesting story that kind of fell off, and now we're in Rebirth. So who cares about what happened before Rebirth? This book really, it got delayed to the point where people probably won't pick it up as much. And I feel bad because the story's interesting. Not great, but at least interesting. And I think that's why a lot of people probably won't be buying this issue now because of that.
Alright, my turn now. Carnage issue number 11. I just can't anymore with this issue.
Thank God.
Like, it's not progressing anywhere but in one place. I mean, it like basically I had this did not interest me at all. Okay. Like, it was just, I mean, Toxin came back in the issue. I mean, it's like all of a sudden now Toxin's in it, and then Carnage was captured again by someone else. I mean, this book is like saying Carnage gets captured, and then he's going to try to find his way out of the situation.
I think it's
ending.
And
then there's going to be another boat problem.
I think it's probably going to end anyway, so you have nothing to worry about.
I'm going to drop it because I just can't take this issue. So that was my worst book of the week. Thunderbolts issue number 4. This one was kind of but not too really, because Hyperion actually appears in this issue, where he's being mind controlled, and what's that one? Summerstone, I think. You know, she's really negative towards that girl ever since that whole thing happened. You know, like just saying, you know. But I think that she's gonna betray him, and it wouldn't really surprise me. And they're just trying to fight off against the Inhumans and the Hyperion and all this other stuff that's going on. I'm sorry, the Squadron Supreme and Hyperion. I got that confused with that. And crazy stuff, you know. I mean, it goes from Inhumans to Squadron Supreme, Hyperion, and then all this other stuff.
And then speaking of Hyperion, this is his last issue.
Hyperion issue number 6. And the beginning of the issue, it's just where Iron Man talks to Hyperion of, you know, like saying, you know, what's going on and everything.
I believe this book ended abruptly.
It did actually end abruptly. Like, he is basically going on a quest of, that girl, I don't know if it was Junior, but basically the girl's father is alive, And he's like saying, there's no way you could kill me because I have these reproductive cells and I could just reproduce myself again and all the other stuff. And Hyperion, along with Startra, I think that's what her name is, tries to find a way to actually defeat him. And Hyperion does find a way to defeat him, and well, let's just say it's very violently defeated. And then it just ended like right there and then. Basically, Junior went off with someone else. I think like she went off on her own maybe, and that was it. So I guess that was the whole point of the book. I mean, it could have continued maybe in issue 2, but then after the whole thing with the father
grab the
ending,
next 3, because the 3 are all together, yeah.
Yeah, but I have a feeling with how it ended, it was going to end with that.
All right, this week we've got treated to the Spider Family books. Well, the Spider-Man ones. Amazing Spider-Man 2099. We're starting with 2099. Spider-Man 2099, ironically, is feeling like 2099 because Miguel is taken prisoner by the Punisher, who isn't the Punisher apparently, because in this world, all the supers were... There are no more... the supers are kind of the bad guys, and the world is taken care of by Alchemax and the arm... Or I forgot what the force was, but anyway, the armed force. But we find out... We get to see Ghost Rider 2099, and he ends up saving Miguel and taking him to some people that can help him, because there are still some supers out there fighting back. We find out that, oh god, what's her name? The girl that's Captain America. Well, we find out that Captain America 2099 gets together with other superheroes from 2099, and guess what? It's the whole group from the 2099 Secret Wars book.
Oh.
Yeah, no joke. Literally everybody. From Hercules to Hulk 2099.
Civil War.
Secret Wars. Remember when Planet Doom?
Oh, that one.
So basically this book is becoming 2099 because now Captain America is with her 2099 Avengers, basically. And Miguel is trying to find her. And Miguel ends up getting caught up in between Moon Knight 2099, Strange 2099, and Daredevil 2099. And he's trying to find, what's her name? Cap. And Strange, I like how Strange 2099 says Ulysses. Was his name Ulysses? And she's like, yeah, what do you know? She's like, I can't tell you too much because I don't want to impact the future. He's like, I am the future. I am from the future. She's like, yeah, but... And I knew it because she actually admits it here. She's like, Ulysses' visions were known to be helpful, but they came at a price. Ultimately, they were very divisive. Basically, bad things happen. So I like that. So basically she admits that bad things happened, and then turns out Alchemax, the leader at Alchemax, which is Miguel's dad, hires Power Pack 2099 to bring Miguel in. I think the book's okay, but it's taking a really severe 2099 tone. I feel like this book is stuck in Civil War limbo. Hopefully when we break away from Civil War, we won't have to worry about that. Same with Spider-Man issue number 7. It just couldn't even make my top 5. We get more development with the mother, who's now acting more like the grandmother. She went to Jessica Jones to try to get information about her son, and the only thing Jessica Jones says is he's a good kid. You don't have anything to worry about, but obviously it's leading to a division with the parents because the dad knows the secret, the mom doesn't, and the mom's like, I know what I saw, and it kind of leads them to, basically it leads them to, it looks like the parents are having their own little problem because of, Miguel's secret, and I have a feeling this is going to lead to him admitting it at some point. Miguel gets together with, oh god, what's her name? Bombshell? I believe it was Bombshell. Bombshell, I was right. Because he can't sleep, he keeps having these nightmares about the Hulk, because he saw the vision with the Hulk basically killing everyone. He has a nightmare about it. He goes out on patrol with Bombshell for a bit, who says, just chillax, you don't have to be a part, because he's debating if he should be part of the Civil War that's going on. That Civil War. But she's like, stay out of it. It's none of your business. I hate that there was a really strong race tone to it. He's like, so a rich white guy is telling you what to do, and I'm like, oh, we're doing this again with the race tone. Oh, no
more diverse stuff.
I'm getting really annoyed with that. But anyway, he's in school, and he, obviously because he's up all night fighting with Bombshell, he crashes in school, and he has another nightmare, And that's where Tony Stark gives him a call. I believe this is around the time where they find out about what was it? Shoot, he got the phone call. Here we go. Yeah, this was right before the Hulk situation happened, where the Hulk was killed, and because Jessica Jones, who's an ace, spy, not spy, but an ace detective, finds out that Miguel is Spider-Man, her and her husband decide to pay a visit to Miguel at the end of the issue. To be continued. So that's cool that, I guess Jessica Jones is going to try to help Miguel, or through Luke Cage is going to try to help Miguel. I don't know, but I had a feeling Luke Cage was going to be a part of this book at some point. Interesting stuff. I guess we'll have to wait and see where it goes. Amazing Spider-Man issue 17. It turns out that Electro, even though his girlfriend was brought back, cannot get his abilities back. Spider-Man, Pete wants, oh god, what was his name? Oh, Night Stalker, was it? The Prowler. And he wants Prowler, not as Spider-Man, but as Prowler, to investigate the company that's promising, to give the organs and whatnot. It's basically Jackal's company, to see if they're on the up and up. He sneaks in. We find out that Electro can't get his powers back, but the girlfriend, since apparently the DNA she had in her, because she had Electro's spit before he was cured, she now has Electro's powers because the saliva was mixed in with her DNA. So basically she becomes the new Electro, and because she kind of tries to suck too much power away from Electro at once, he dies. He ends up killing her, and she becomes the new Electro. Prowler gets caught, and she chases after Prowler. And again, Jackal says, don't kill him, just, apprehend him. And spoiler here, she ends up killing him, but he ends up getting resurrected by the Jackal. And the Jackal shows him a few things, and a couple hours later, he goes back to Pete, and he's like, this place is on the up and up. And basically, he's on Jackal's side now instead of Pete's. And the Jackal's like, I'm glad you see it my way, but you're going to have to take 1 pill a day. Doctor's order. So apparently, being brought back to life comes at a price. That's what I'm guessing that means with the pill. So basically, anyone who's brought back to life has to take that pill. Now remember, Kane isn't dead. I love how a lot of people are saying Kane's going to come back to life. Remember, Kane is still alive. After Spider-Verse, we saw Kane come back as the Spider Totem.
Yeah.
So I don't think Kane is dead. So everybody who keeps saying that Kane's going to get resurrected, I think Kane's just going to come back. But yeah, we get a new Electro. We get introduced to the new Electro in this issue, which I think is cool. Finally this week from DC Comics, Hanna-Barbera, it's Future Quest issue number 4. Jan can't remember who she is at first. And Jace is still out cold, and he's Zin's kind of prisoner. We find out that Omicron is connected to Mytor. We get a really cool first couple of pages with Omicron versus Mytor, which I thought was really awesome. Mytor is another one of my favorite cartoons when I was a kid. So Birdman and the Quest family are trying to figure out what's going on with Jan, what's going on in the world with this Omicron. This other boy gets chased down by a dinosaur. I forgot who this character was. Ta. I forgot, but I believe that was a cartoon.
Ta.
I believe I've seen this caveman before. I guess when I see more of him, I'll remember. But Jan gets her memory boost. She remembers after seeing a picture that Blip makes. She's like, oh my god, you're Blip. I'm Jan. I remember. It took a picture with a name. That was kind of a little cop-out for how she remembered. And then they find Todd, who's the boy they were looking for, and then Zin basically knows that he has to get together with Dr. Quest, because they're the ones that are going to be able to stop this threat, which is Omicron. And we get a lot of lead up to Frankenstein Jr., who will be a part of the next issue, apparently. Because Frankenstein Jr. becomes like the backstory, the secondary story. And it says next is Mission Impossible, because Frankenstein Jr. gets attacked by Zin, gets knocked out, but they're able to bring him back. I think that the mom says she's going to remake him. I think it's the mom, not the mom, but the person who made him. I don't remember really watching Frankenstein Jr. too much, so that's something I'm not as familiar with. But I really like Future Quest. I'm enjoying it. This and Flintstones. I read this book first. That's why my memory for it's a little bit foggy. But this and Flintstones are my two favorite Hanna-Barberas. Soon, the Jetsons will be part of it. I'm really excited for that.
Yeah, the Jetsons are going to be really something. I knew that they were going to come eventually. Because they did a crossover thing. Now, if they did a crossover Flintstones Jetsons like
that would be
movie,
awesome.
That would be totally awesome.
And with that, that's it for this review, guys. As always, Comic Frontline, we are your #1 source for comic-related news, reviews, and a whole bunch more. If you haven't subscribed, hopefully you will. This way we're in your sub box, and you don't miss out on a single video. As always, if you would like to leave your comments on books that you read for this week, your thoughts on any of the books, your tops, because I know Pete's going to leave me his top. I just wrote back to his from, I believe, 2 weeks ago. Now I've got to write back to him again for this one when he leaves it. Love seeing your guys' comments. Feel free to let us know if you agree or disagree with any of the books we talked about here. Your thoughts on any books that we haven't read here, recommendations, whatever. Feel free to leave those in the comments. We love hearing from you guys. And we love hearing your guys' favorite books and tops and whether you agree or disagree with us and why. But anyway, until next time, everybody, take care. Keep reading, keep collecting. Remember, Vessels. Links in the description below. Until next time, take care, keep reading, keep collecting. We'll see you guys really soon in the next video.
Hey, everybody.